Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day. In an interview with Teleislas News, a co-worker of the departmental hospital made known the disagreements they have with the management of the new hospital, E.S.E, or State Social Enterprise.
Good evening, Lisa and Aldi TV viewers. I say hello from here from the Clarence Lee Newbound Memorial Hospital, because in the last day, the State Social Enterprise had a lot to say in the community. Why? Because a lot of people are talking about a mass layoff, and also about that they don't have the implements to make their job in this place. We talked to one of the people who work here, and this is what they told us. The first situation denounced by the hospital workers is that the salaries have been lower than those that were presented at the beginning of the creation of the State Social Enterprise, and also the layoffs were something that they did not expect.
The first thing they mentioned was to guarantee that each one of the employees that Aeromedical had at that time could be sure and calm that we were going to keep our jobs and they could not retaliate.
The official also makes a comparison with the different entities in the national order which had salary increase and guarantees during the pandemic period, but with the E.S.E, they have not been able to receive this treatment.
We did not expect that our desired E.S.E would treat us worse than the other operators that have come from outside. We expected that being ours, they would give us a more dignified and respectable treatment.
Likewise, she mentioned that the appointments has only been administrative. It is important to mention that by the closure of this broadcast, we didn't get an answer of the management of the State Social Enterprise. We will keep attending to all the information that came about this news. This is all the information from here from the hospital. Continue Lisa in the studio.
The archipelago is ready to receive approximately 3,500 visitors during the Holy Week. This according to data from the Tourism Secretariat. The head of this portfolio, Sebastian Ospina, indicated that he has been working with the public sector for compliance with biosecurity protocols.
The archipelago is ready to receive approximately 3,500 visitors during the Holy Week. This according to data from the Tourism Secretariat. The head of this portfolio, Sebastian Ospina, indicated that he has been working with the public sector for compliance with biosecurity protocols.
This 3,500 visitors has been an average taken out per day for this Easter week, from Wednesday until Sunday. We will have this quite high average. It is the highest average since the opening of the archipelago in September 2020. The archipelago has been preparing strongly with the delivery of face masks to both tourists and operators. We have been strong on the issue of the use of face masks. The private sector has helped us very well.
The Secretary of Tourism indicated that since last weekend, the inspection phase of protocols on the different tourist attractions has begun.
We have been making visits. On Saturday, we were at the Keys. We were at different attractions, especially along the coastline, making an ocular verification of compliance with the protocols.
The Secretary made a call to the hotel sectors, inns, and tourist attractions to enforce the protocols of their visitors to avoid a resurgence of COVID-19.
And last weekend, the first COVID-19 vaccination session took place in Old Providence and Santa Catalina, which culminated with more than 300 islanders vaccinated.
Led by the principal health authorities and with the support of the public force, the first vaccination day will carry out in Old Providence with a view to protecting the health of the inhabitants, taking into account the arrival of workers for the reconstruction of the island. For this, 3 specific points were set up: Batam House, Rocky Pine, and Old Town, where the first to receive the immunization was the mayor of the municipality, Jorge Norberto Garri, together with his government councillors, starting the day that ended up around 5 the evening, with a total of 300 people over 18 years of age vaccinated against COVID.
And during the weekend, the police carried out several operations, including a capture for violent carnal access. Here are the facts.
A 26-year-old man from Boyacá was captured by court order for the crime of aggravated violent carnal access. The man, who was wanted by prosecutor 421 of Bogota, was captured in the sector of Little Hill in the background check operation and placed in the hands of the Attorney General office. On the other hand, Ivan Dario Pineda, alias El Monito, and Jordan Orlando Pusey Jones, alias Jordan, were sent to the New Hope prison on the island and will have to answer for the crime of conspiracy to commit extortion. It should be noted that alias Jordan, who will be the second leader of the common organized criminal group known as La Mano de Dios and in charge of ordering the collection of extortion, was captured in the city of Cali in a residential complex.
The Secretariat of Planning began in the Morris Landing neighborhood the socialization with the community about the importance of labor formalization, either as a dependent or independent, or in the best case, as an entrepreneur generating employment. Objective that fulfills the program My Neighborhood Ventures, or Mi Barrio Emprende.
The objective of this socialization was to make it clear to the community that formal work represents a decent income and social protection for the worker and his family, affiliation to a health regime, the option of old age and disability pension, and complementary service of family compensation system. This was stated by the Secretary of Planning, Bartolome Taylor.
This initiative, this strategy corresponds to the economical aspect from the planning secretary. That is part of the development plan All for a New Beginning, and what we want is to give the community a clear information about the importance to formalize themselves, formalize the business, the advantage that brings to the in different aspects. You got a lot of opportunity in terms of subsidies, in terms of maybe go in and get access to the different convocatoria them and get access to capital semilla and these different resources which can help them build up the economy and can be like an alternative, like to be sustainable and to finally create and generate new jobs.
The initiative is achieved with the articulation of institutions such as Sena, Kahasai, and the Ministry of Health. Awareness and orientation talks were given regarding the labor formalization and businesses formalization.
The Secretariat of Social Development began the operation of supply and delivery of hot meals, food, and monthly hygiene packages to the elderly in the archipelago of San Andres through the program Attention and Comprehensive Support to the Elderly. The purpose of this program is to meet the nutritional needs of people over 60 years of age in level 1 and 2, providing them with hot meal served in their homes on a weekly basis.
Hello, Lisa. Good afternoon. The Secretary of Social Development, Marta Patricia Moreno, announced to the community that they begin from last week to deliver lunch to the elderly people. She announced that they have some delays with the contract, but from last week they begin normally.
This year, if I'm not mistaken, there are 304 seniors who receive a hot meal, a lunch with their nutritional basis coordinated with a nutritionist of ours who is monitoring them constantly, and there are elders who really need this daily food. The contract was delayed a little bit due to administrative issues, but started last week. Initially, it is for 3 months while the bidding process for the rest of the year comes through.
We also asked the Secretary how elderly people can access to this subsidy. This was what she said.
En ese momento estaríamos frenados con esa situación.
At this moment, we would be slowed down with this situation since the SISBEN platform is being updated. It seems that the methodology will be different. This is taken out by the SISBEN entity, and to increase it, we would need resources. We are waiting for the amount of resources that we will be adding to the programs.
This is all information we provide from the north end of the island with Silvette Mitchell Archibald for Teleislas News.
Thank you, Silvette. Now let's go to other facts that are making news in our brief news section of today.
The Colombian Air Force carried out land patrols in the department, where uniformed personnel provided tourist operators of the beaches of Sprat Bight and tourists with recommendations to prevent the spread of COVID-19. On the other hand, the Caribbean Air Group carried out a humanitarian aeromedical transfer from Old Providence to San Andres of a 37-year-old man who urgently required medical specialists to perform a surgical intervention at the Clarence Lynn Newba Memorial Departmental Hospital. With the objective of guaranteeing the safety of visitors and residents on the island, the Tourism Protection Group in the company of the Transportation Department of the National Police developed during this weekend accompaniment and guidance to all persons visiting the tourist spot of Blowing Hole. Likewise, the uniformed officers carried out an inspection of the beaches of Sprat Bight in order to avoid crimes that affect the coexistence. Coralina Environmental Corporation carried out a recreational awareness day with children of New Guinea, highlighting the importance of environmental conservation. This activity was carried out in coordination with the government of the archipelago, the Ombudsman's Office, the Navy, the National Unit for Risk Management, and the Community Board of the sector, who simultaneously carried out a clean-up in the area.
Now let's get to know the weather forecast for today. The weather forecast for today, 29th of March, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is mainly sunny. Temperature is 29 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 31 km per hour. Humidity forecast is 67% and probability of precipitation is 7%.